The melody. And dance away with these 4 movies.
लेकिन उनको ढूंढेगी कैसे?
Only on Bollywood HD. Tune to channel 200 to subscribe.
I like it.
A lot of expectation, a lot of passion. Look at that! It's all up for grabs. Anything can happen. Nothing but excitement in the air.
The NBA All-Star 2017 on Astro Supersport 4 and HD.
I think this season's Purple League has been really exciting to follow.
Purple League bagi season ni adalah satu peluang yang baik bagi player-player muda.
对我来说，跟各个国家的一些优秀的选手去做一个较量。特别这次马来西亚的联赛采用了30分钟的那种赛制吧，我觉得对我来说也是一个新的体验。
这个比赛可以让我很快的进入状况。
Lebih kepada shot focus mereka untuk memenangi perlawanan.
希望下一届有更多的国际球员来参与我们的 Purple League， 让我们年轻的球员，也是让我们马来西亚球員有更好的挑戰。
I like the Purple League a lot.
It's been a great season. Terima kasih atas dukungan Anda.
이번 시즌도 함께 해주셔서 너무나 감사하고요. 다음 시즌도 많은 응원 부탁드립니다. 我们下个赛季见. 감사합니다. 谢谢.
谢谢.
Under the desert sun in the city of Doha, the WTA Tour continues.
Our attention turns now to the Qatar Total Open.
Big WTA event. Two of the real stars of the women's game.
The best in women's tennis square off. In the WTA Qatar Total Open. Catch all the action.
This dream week in Doha
on Astro Supersport 4 and HD.
It's going to get bad. You look after each other. You are your brother's keeper.
Transformers popping everywhere. The county is dark. I don't want to put my men down there in the storm.
Linemen, though. That's what we do.
Life on the Line premieres February 25th, only on Fox Movies Premium.
Joining me now, Lady Gaga on Chris Evans, Eddie Redmayne, Julianne Moore.
It's the biggest night in Hollywood, and they're dressed to impress.
I'm back here with Charlize Theron.
The glitz.
I just feel like tonight's my night.
Glamour.
We're here at the Oscars.
This is the big show.
And the latest red carpet fashion trends.
This one's like ginormous.
It's definitely bigger than I thought.
The Oscars red carpet arrivals. Monday, February 27th from 8 a.m. on HBO.
Try sanction this February. The ISPS Honda World Super 6 Perth rocks its inaugural staging. All the power of key players in a unique hybrid tournament with thrills and skills. And 24 ferocious contenders for the crown. The ISPS Honda World Super 6 Perth, live on Golf Channel.
You see Rondo chasing them. Oh, he kind of just he twists his ankle like twice.
Milicevic, just the pivot, it's in!
We don't play Champions League. So if you don't play Champions League, I prefer to play Europa League.
Oh, Swarna, isn't it extra cold here in the studio today?
Extra cold. But the best day of the week is here again, and so are we.
Lez Ann and Swarna here reporting for duty on your screens, TV, and YouTube peeps.
Thank you to everyone who were with us on Facebook Live earlier, by the way. I know, I loved it.
Yeah, it's so exciting, right? Okay, I'm so happy today.
Well, why?
Because Manchester United won 3-0 this morning.
It doesn't really bother me, but tomorrow is the weekend, and that makes me happy.
So yeah, that too. All right, so let's first get this entertaining 30 minutes going, Swarna.
Absolutely. Now, have you been in a situation where you had to make a tough decision? Maybe picking a side in your family, Lez?
So far, no, and I'm hoping it stays that way for now.
Well, someone who had that dilemma is Mama Pog, ahead of the clash between Manchester United and Saint Etienne, because both her sons, Paul and Florentine, were on opposing teams.
Well, you know, Swarna, I know a solution. You know, wearing half and half jersey, like half pizza.
Yes, and that is what she did. The third Pogba brother was also on the neutral bandwagon, by the way.
Fashion sense, maybe 0, but maintaining family relations, 10 points. Gold.
There's Mama Pog looking very excited ahead of the match, watching her two sons on the pitch.
It may have been the battle of the Pog brothers, but someone else stole the show.
15 minutes to play. One of the oldest players out there, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, was brought down just outside the box.
Ibra sets the ball up for the free kick, patiently waits for the wall to jump and went for the low drive. The deflection played a big role because goalie Stefan Rufia went the other way.
20 yards out may not be a problem, but when Anthony Martial was denied by Ruffier, the ball fell to the feet of the Swede, who then misses from 6 yards out.
Another superb play by Martial, gliding past his man like there was nobody there. Ruffier again denies the Frenchman, who reminds us a bit of Thierry Henry.
Now, the visitors did come close to getting their vital away goal. Nolan Roux collects from Ole Salnas, who tries to chip in over Sergio Romero.
United upped their game from that threat. Marcus Rashford dashed past several markers. The ball lands on the feet of Zlatan again. This time, no problem, into the empty net.
Zlatan again, the center of attention, tumbling under a challenge from Kevin Theophile Catherine.
Ibra picked himself up again and takes the spot kick himself. Boom, bearing his 17th goal, his third Zlat trick against the Saints.
So Zlatan forced Saint Etienne nil, so surely Jose is happy about this performance, right?
No, I'm not happy with it. I repeat, today at halftime, the result could be 1-1. And if the result is 1-1, the second half probably would be different. I always think that you have to face every game with the same attitude. And the previous question, Champions League or Europa League, we don't play Champions League. So if you don't play Champions League, I prefer to play Europa League than to be at home watching TV. So I think with the players is the same. And I think if we progress and if we beat Saint Etienne and we go into last 16, then the people will have the right attitude. And lots of good teams. The results today showed already that some of the teams are going to be in the next round. So big teams are there. Champions League teams level will be there. So let's do next Wednesday the right result. Let's go for the next draw, and I think the motivation will come.
A 3-0 victory, and you're still not happy, Jose?
I think it's mainly due to their upcoming fixtures.
In 3 days, they will have to meet Blackburn in an FA Cup tie.
Now, 3 days after, it's part 2 of the Pog battle.
4 days later, the League Cup final against another set of Saints, Southampton.
And then a short breather for the Devils.
But they have back-to-back Europa and FA Cup matches to be played.
If they win, La, that is. Oh.
The other Premier League side in action last night was Tottenham. They went against Spurs, known for their awful Euro trips, almost went ahead first. His name might be Walker, but Kyle ran into the box to make that pass to Dele Alli. Harry Kane got to the ball after Ali went down, but shot on the wrong side of the post. The home side was then given tons of room to drive into the penalty area. Jeremy Perbe sorted out his feet before sweeping that into the empty net. The Belgian side taking the lead with only the first shot on target. Spurs' poor European form continued. Toby Alderweireld robbed off the ball from 25 yards out. Daniel Milicevic let rip, but Hugo Lloris responded well to make the save. 1-0 is how this one stayed. Spurs kept one clean sheet in their last 11 away games. Mauricio Pochettino looking very unimpressed with that.
Mönchengladbach have only won 2 of their last 10 games at home, so they turned to this man to cause some hazard against Fiorentina. Get it, Les? And Thorgan provided just that. This cross finding Fabian Johnson, who could only poke it against the post. Lars Stindl failing to hit the target on the follow-up. Laviola then broke the deadlock in the 44th minute. Federico Bernardeschi with the perfectly executed free kick beyond the reach of Swiss keeper Jan Sommer. That was the Italians' 13th goal of the season so far. Hazard continued to be a thorn in the Italians' defense, this time passing it to Oscar Wendt, only for it to hit the side netting. Later, Hazard had one chance to equalize, but it just wasn't meant to be, as the Italian side take a slender lead back to Florence.
Edin Dzeko busy sharpening his shooting boots at the warm-up. We reckon not that Francesco Orti was impressed, but he soon will be, we think. Roma took the lead in the 32nd minute through a rather unfamiliar face in Emerson, cutting in from the left and bending it into the far right corner. It was the Brazilian's first goal for Roma this season. And what better way to get your first goal, right? Take a bow, Emerson, take a bow. Dzeko, Roma's top scorer this season, was not to be outshone by that wonder goal, giving Roma a 2-goal cushion after some good work on the right by Mohamed Salah. 14 minutes later, Dzeko got his second, Roma's third. Emerson's pass caught Villarreal's defense napping, the Bosnian with the easy task of volleying it home. The ex-Man City man's hat-trick was completed 4 minutes from time, showing some cool and calm composure to slot this in. The Bosnian is now the leading top goal scorer in the Europa League this season with 8 goals. Roma win 4-0.
I went to Bayern Munich, flew out from Leeds Airport on Tuesday night. I watched it in my lounge. My wife was trying to get me to stick it over to EastEnders, but I won the day. Yeah, so I watched it in the lounge with my son and my wife. Yeah.
What did you think of that performance?
I thought for the first 47 minutes, I thought they looked as though they could get even 2-1 in front at one point. So for 47 minutes, they looked, if not the better team, certainly on a par. And then Bayern Munich went into Bayern Munich mode, and in fairness, I think they'd have beaten anybody, any English Premiership team in that 45 minutes. So it's no disgrace. I know the result's going to sound poor, and I know there's going to be an overreaction to the result, but when Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Real Madrid fancy it, you're in real trouble.
Well, they'll be feeling that the obvious one of being an underdog, the obvious one of nothing to lose, everything to gain, the obvious idea of attempting to come up here and cause an upset. Our job is to deliver a performance that we know that when we will do that, then we'll get what we want. Because that's the nature of football. But you have to do that. That's the key thing. Mentally be prepared for the fact that there's 11 out there trying to beat you, and not take that for granted that just because there are that many places below that there's any divine right, because there's not a divine right to win football matches. You have to earn everything you get, and we've been good at that, to be fair. The mentality's been strong here, so we look to use that again.
Look, our target is a Premier League. That's it. Of course, we play in FA Cup, we play in Champions League, and we want to do our best. But our aim is to be safe at the end, and then the goal is the Premier League. Against Derby, play the other players, and I want to give another opportunity to show how they are good.
No Premier League this weekend, but there's the FA Cup. And you just saw Sutton United manager Paul Doswell, Burnley boss Sean Dyche, and Leicester man Claudio Ranieri talking about their goals this weekend in the respective 5-round matches.
EA League champions Leicester visit Millwall's Den on Saturday, 10:55 p.m.
League leaders Chelsea face the Wolves in the wee hours of Sunday.
Easy job for Manchester United, I think, against Blackburn 10 minutes past midnight on Sunday.
The 4th live game, a club familiar to that number. Arsenal meet 5th-tier Sutton United. Still ahead on Daily. Tell them, Les.
Imagine the pain of twisting your ankle once. Ouch! Rajon Rondo twisted his twice.
Double ouch. That's next.
Kind of does it, yeah.
Champions power through the heat and sweat without dandruff getting in the way. That's why they choose new Head & Shoulders. To be dandruff-free and itch-free all day. New Head & Shoulders.
Darling, we thought 3 hours already.
Don't worry, our calls are free. Hello, darling, are you there? Wow, my prepaid plan saves me a lot every month. I buy your lunch. Menu. Top up my prepaid, please.
Done, madam.
Earn so much points already. Oh, redeem this, this, and this. It's payback time. Payback, a prepaid plan from Senheng Mobile.
Cepatnya dia lupa bini.
Terlupa pula. Jumpa sekali lagi.
Ambil taksi je lah.
Bukan tak nak jual. Harga dia orang tawarkan tu murah. Rugi.
My Motor kini dengan program Smart List membolehkan anda menukar kereta setiap 3 tahun.
3 tahun?
Dengan bayar ansuran lebih rendah, insurans, cukai jalan dan servis percuma.
The NBA All-Star 2017 on Astro Supersport 4 and HD.
Welcome back to Daily. As you all know, the NBA All-Star Weekend is just around the corner.
That is right, and it kicks off with the All-Star Celebrity Game that will be pit a coach side by Kyle Lowry and a Fat Joe against Draymond Green's team from the Western Conference.
Kayla will have Nick Cannon, Ansel Igor.
Oh, yes, the guy from...
Stars.
Yeah.
And Stranger Things, Caleb McLaughlin on his team.
And on D Green squad, you have Mavs owner Mark Cuban, rappers Master P and Little Romeo, Black Ish's Miles Brown and Anthony Mackie, to name a few. But before all of that, there's still a couple of games to get over with in the league. Now, Isaiah Thomas looking to help the Celtics extend their winning run to 5. Jimmy Butler getting his All-Star jersey ahead of the 3rd appearance in the festivities. But the Bulls were dealt a blow in the 2nd quarter. Rajon Rondo had to leave the game momentarily after rolling his ankle. That looks so painful. But it was nothing too serious because he did manage to return in the 3rd quarter. But with Rondo not fully fit, Butler had to step up his game, and he did just that, giving the Bulls a 1-point lead. Mr. 4th quarter was soon up to his usual tricks again, dribbling from one end to another before the lay-in. But Butler would not let Boston run too far away, though. His fadeaway jumper tied the game at 94. IT then took on the whole of Chicago's defense by himself, twisting them in and out, leaving them confused before laying it in. He had 29 points in the night. And then with 5 seconds remaining, Butler had the ball with a chance to win the game, but he missed the jumper. Boston thought they won the game by 1, but Smart was called for the foul. Wasn't very smart there, huh? Butler made both his free throws to help the Bulls win this one.
Jimmy, huge free throws to seal the game. On the last play, you were able to draw the foul. Where and how was the contact? How were you able to do that against Smart?
We all know that he's an aggressive defender. A good one at that, though. You know, create a little space, spin back. D-Wade taught me that, to tell you the truth. Shoot over that shoulder. He got a piece of the elbow, go to the line, make 2.
You're a good defender, too. On the other end, everyone knows Isaiah Thomas is great in the 4th. You're defending him. You disrupted him. What were you concentrating on?
Make everything tough for him. I mean, the kid can play. He's small, but he got a lot of heart. He's the key to their team. He's a hell of a player, you know, get to the basket, shoot threes. It was tough.
In Indiana, Paul George finally got his hands on his All-Star jersey. The Pacers hosted Washington, and it was the visitors who got off to a quick start. John Wall setting up Otto Porter Jr. for the transition three. OPJ showing some gratitude to Jay Wall. But this is why PG-13 is an all-star, getting the ball off Jeff Teague before knocking down one from downtown. However, it was the Pacers who lost their pace against the Wizards. OPJ with the buzzer beater, 7-point game now. Fast forward to the third quarter, John Wall's star decided to warm up for the weekend, driving in for the layup before doing another similar move down the paint. Too easy for Washington's Wizard. Unfortunately for him, PG-13 was also gearing up for the weekend festivities, keeping it simple cause it is, after all, PG-13. Get it, Swarna? But it was Jay Wall who would have had the last laugh, hitting that jumper to seal the win for Washington. Boom.
If you think back to a few years ago when these teams played in the playoffs, he could not make that shot.
Next destination, New Orleans. The Smoothie King Center is no stranger to the All-Star event. In fact, it hosted the 2008 and 2014 editions prior to this year's. And as you can see, it's ready for the event, happening tomorrow morning, Malaysian time, that is.
So only 2 NBA games played today.
Why is that, Swarna?
Because everyone is too busy preparing for the All-Star weekend.
When is that?
It's on Monday, Les.
All right, but that's like long way more.
But there's other stuff happening on Saturday too. The celeb game is at 8, and then the rookie showdown is after that.
Plus, my favorite, the skills challenge is on Sunday. All that right here on channels 817 and 836.
There's a famous saying that goes, Amsterdam to party, Den Haag to live, Rotterdam to work. And that is exactly what these 4 guys were doing at the World Tennis Tournament. Now, who are we referring to? Why, only some of the biggest tennis names in the business: Jill Simon, Dominic Thiem, Grigor Dimitrov, and Dennis Istomin. I know what you're thinking. Sounds like hangover-themed trip to Rotterdam, right? Well, first up, Simone and Thiem in a similar dress code. I guess they got the memo. After toying with Simone via a few backhand returns, Thiem upped the pace of his returns before finishing with a forehand winner.
And taking things down a few... And taking things down a few notches now, world number 1 Lydia Ko could only finish tied for 24th after the first round of this year's Australian Open. 2 bogeys on the 14th and 16th holes saw her finish with a total of 71. Unfortunately, things did not improve for her on the second day. The 2015 winner here at the par 5 second hole, getting her first birdie of the round. But a bogey on the 14th, one of her 6 throughout the day, would see her finish with a round of 75, tied for 64. Fortunately for Lizette Salas, she was much higher up the leaderboard. 6 birdies in this round, including at the 7th, saw her finish 8 under par. She was tied for the run-up spot alongside Pornarong Patlum. The tie got 4 birdies and a bogey on day 2 for a total of 70. She trailed local favorite Sarah James Smith here on the 5th, enjoying a bogey-free round and hitting 6 birdies just like this at the par 4 14th to close out the round with 9 under par. So recently, Napoli's Dries Mertens was quoted as saying moving to China would secure his grandkids financially.
Well, you can't say the same for former Juventus defender Igor Tudor, though, who's Galatasaray's new manager, by the way.
But what about Mark Clattenburg quitting the EPL for Saudi Arabia?
Maybe. We'll see. Who knows?
I started refereeing in England at the age of 16, and with the education and support of being a full-time referee on the Premier League, I've enjoyed the success of 400 matches, all domestic finals in England, the 2012 Olympic final gold medal, the UEFA Super Cup, the UEFA Champions League, and the Euro.
There is a lot of work to do. There is a lot of work to do, what I said also to them. There is not too much time. Not too much time, so we need to be quick. We need to be focused on concrete things from the day first. So of course, these 3 trainings, it will not be enough to do almost nothing.
Hey Swarna, do you know what type of car is Igor Tudor a fan of?
The fast ones.
No, he's a fan of coupes, you know, 2 doors.
Now, while Clattenburg may have left the Premier League for good, but I know 2 people who aren't leaving your screens just yet.
That's right. Stay glued to your seats, phones, tabs, and wherever you're watching. Don't leave us just yet, because there's lots more fun in store for you.
Satu percobaan cantik. Oh, satu jaringan mantap.
The speed of play, the winning strategy will be key to each team.
Itu menarik.
TNB Malaysian Hockey League 2017, live on Astro Arena and HD. The NBA All-Star 2017 on Astro Supersport 4 and HD.
Welcome back to Daily Peeps.
Warm welcome indeed. And to those of you watching us on YouTube, thanks for tuning in.
Yep, thank you very much, YT Peeps.
What's with you and Peeps, Swarna? That's the 2nd time already.
You know, Les, it's Friday and it's that time of the week.
What? Swan? You're on national TV.
No, silly. I'm talking about FTF.
Remember now. Okay, mainly because I spoke Japanese last Friday. Now you make me feel hungry, thinking about all the food and sushi and,
yeah.
sashimi.
I don't blame you, Les. It is almost dinner time now, and unless you're watching this on repeats, you don't get an excuse.
That's right. And I know just where to start.
Where?
Well, kebabs. Mayday, mayday, road closure in Oman due to an international cycling convoy. If you're familiar with FTF, you know that's not a thing. But the thing is, it got the Oman Sea's attention. Here you can see the crowd getting on top of the hill to get better coverage for their respective Facebook Live sessions. The convoy left one man behind, though. The unnamed cyclist took the biggest U-turn available after spotting the national delicacy. You guessed it, a kebab. The Oman citizens decided to play along, although it isn't Tour de France. They made an effort to create a Tour of Oman experience for the cyclists.
This is the pre-fight press conference between Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. You know how 2 boxers usually trash talk before a fight, right? Well, we think this one ended up taking a kind of dirty path. Listen.
It's a young man's sport.
As soon as our fists will fly in the ring, nothing personal but business.
Stuff like this just shows how positive boxing is.
Anthony and I are a copy of each other. Look-wise.
When punches start flying past your head, you know you have to fight back.
Our measurements are pretty much the same.
But as he said,
it's absolutely special opponent.
It's business.
Now that you've heard dirty, it's time for some ugly. These are full-time scenes at a cup match in Argentina before a steward decides to spit on one of the players. And here we go, a real-life Tom and Jerry scene before they start kicking and punching like a younger Swarna. Ouch! Justice is served, though, but nobody really got hurt because Swarna wouldn't hurt anyone, right? All right, Argentina, it was a field day for boxing wannabes. Now, this is what happens when you don't win games. Boca are winless in their last 5 and still couldn't decide who won when they decided to fight among themselves. But there will always be someone who will lend you their ears. Aww. And now over to Australia now, away from the violence. These are a bunch of golfers attempting to invent their own sport because, you know, they are quite bad in their respective professions. So when you are at the beach, you play beach cricket. They are trying to get this sport inducted into the next Olympics in Japan. Good luck, guys. And And meanwhile, other golfers decided to try their hands on flying to no avail. Just like their golfing careers, they seem to be sinking. They get up before sinking again. Credit where it's due, though. They never gave up. But what were the odds of them being bad at beach cricket?
No, this is not the extreme version of that infamous carton Frozen. Ever wondered how it would be like to ski or snowboard down the Alps? Well, here is a first-hand look on daily thanks to modern technology, especially for all you daredevils and adrenaline junkies out there. A word of caution, though, if you get motion sickness, look away now. This is the Free Ride World Tour in Andorra, where 50 of the best competed to be crowned the Michael Jordan of snowboarding and ski jumping. And for all their efforts, the French emerged as top prize winners, taking 2 of the main 4 prizes on offer.
And now over to Sutton United as they prepare to host Arsenal next weekend in the FA Cup. But there's only one teeny tiny little problem in the showers, and it's not the shampoo or lack of towels.
Well, we thought about putting new shower heads in for about 2 seconds, and then thought, no. You know, at the end of the day, we haven't done it for any of the other teams that are coming down. Listen, it's only because we haven't been able to afford it. It's not us trying to be big and clever. One of the players said to me the other day, you know, when I played against you, it was always hot in the dressing room. I said, well, it's because we can't turn the rad off, the valve's gone. It's nothing clever. John Beck in the old days at Cambridge used to water and hose down the dressing rooms, and, you know, some great stories with John Beck. Ours is just lack of money.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Well, don't get upset, guys. I sure hope that they have new shower heads installed soon, Liz.
Yeah, and we have so much going on this weekend. So NBA All-Star and more. Remember to store food up in your home so you can catch everything.
For sure, that's how I roll. I don't get out of the house. Okay,
me
so
too.
until next time, peeps.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sushi.
It's Dubai, the blazing desert paradise under the UAE sun. Nothing can stop the heat with the arrival of the hottest tennis women, whose game are on fire in the WTA Tour's most beautiful tournament. The WTA Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship 2017, live on Astro Supersport 4 and HD. Rio, Brazil will be the ATP World Tour's next stop.
That's quality playing. Excellent play. Couldn't have placed it any more perfectly.
Rising stars take on seasoned veterans in South America's biggest tournament.
Marvelous shots, brilliant finish. Oh, scorcher. A glorious moment for the new Rio Open champion.
ATP 500 Rio Open on Astro Supersport 3 and HD.
Monsters. Are they real?
He's been following us! Hold on! Say you're scared! Say it! So I live and breathe, he's mine.
In the Heart of the Sea premieres Saturday, February 25th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Zero. Boche. Joras. Shiro. Matt. Daniel. Putih. Hobbit. Pastikan Anda berada di depan kaca TV Anda. Maharaja Lawak Mega. Mulai 17 Februari, Jumat 10 malam.
That gets the crowd into it.
Oh my goodness, see how high he jumped? Welcome to All-Star Saturday Night. Oh!
He's not from this planet.
That was a thing of beauty. Hold on to your hats. Oh, yes, indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's game on.
there's a classier way to reach your football stars. Join the Astro PFA Fans Player of the Month contest.
The headlines from Omnisports on Friday the 17th of February. Big names in the hunt at the Genesis Open. Westbrook unstoppable against the Knicks. And Kerber dumped out in Doha. Also in the show, Zlatan hat-trick puts Manchester United on top. We hear exclusively from UFC champ Jose Aldo. And Klitschko and Joshua face off in Cologne. But we start at the resplendent Riviera Country Club for round one of the Genesis Open on the PGA Tour. And some of golf's biggest names were looking for a fast start in California. One man who did just that was Dustin Johnson, the US Open champion, shooting a fine 66 to card a 5 under par round. Two players with 8 majors between them fired 67s. Phil Mickelson chipping in here on the 17th. And Padraig Harrington showing further flashes of improved form in his 4 under round. The marquee group featuring world number 1 Jason Day and this man Hideki Matsuyama were looking to join those closer to the summit. The Phoenix Open winner just short with his brilliant bunker shot. They'll have to go some way to catch early clubhouse leader Sam Saunders. The 29-year-old firing a brilliant blemish-free 64 to finish at 7 under.
In Perth, the European Tour's World Super 6 tournament was introducing fans to a revolutionary new format. Players will battle it out over 54 holes of stroke play before the best 24 go head-to-head in match play for the title on Sunday. With the change in format, players only need to make sure they are in the top 24 come the final day. Shots like this will give 2014 champion Dane Torbjorn Olesen every chance of reaching the knockout stage. Louis Oosthuizen was the winner at Karrenjup last year. He started well again, a birdie at the 9th, 1 of 3 in his 69. The South African is 1 shot behind Thailand's Pavit Tangamol Prasert. He also birdied the 9th on his way to a 4 under 68. It's crowded near the top of the leaderboard. Japan's Hideto Tanehara, 1 of 10 players in a tie for second at 5 under par. The world number 58 making 5 birdies in his run into the clubhouse as he signed for a 67. It's local Brett Rumford who is enjoying the view from